Hey there, my fellow YouTubers. This is Cassandra72, and I'm coming to you today with another update video on my journey with Zepbound and Mounjaro. But before I get into that, I want to, of course, welcome everyone to the video. And if there are any new subscribers, I would like to welcome you to the channel. So right now, this channel has been through several iterations, the most successful being back when I was couponing several years ago. But it's always been sort of lifestyle, what have you channel, unboxings, things of that nature. But right now, I'm primarily using it to capture this journey. Today is Tuesday, August the 13th, and I am in the office once again. And this is currently where I'm choosing to do these update videos. So, which puts me in a position that is kind of weird when it comes to trying to track where I am in the journey in a sense, because it's always 2 days before my next injection date. I am 12 weeks and 5 days in, and I will remind you all once again that I'm technically a shot behind. It should be my 13th shot, but 12th week update. But again, and I think this may be the last time that I remind you guys of this. When I started back on May the 17th, which was a Friday, and I've since moved my injection dates to Thursday. When I started back on May the 17th, I ended up having a misfire, user error with my very first dose. But I, of course, was so antsy to get started that I went ahead and still did the shot and then spaced the other 2 remaining shots out like 9 and 10 days. And I actually think the last shot went 13 days. But in any event, took the last shot on the 3rd. It should have been the 7th of June. But I took it on the 3rd of June. And then the next shot I ended up taking on June the 13th. So that would have been right at 10 days, right? I think. In any event, that's where we're at. So this is my 12th actual shot that I'm discussing at 12 weeks and 5 days. All right, so right now, as of this morning, I am at, well, I started my journey at 361.6. And just a little side note to that as well, I am on the GLP-1 medications through Weight Watchers sequence. That is the option that I did decide to go with. And actually, back then, I think I weighed in, I said it was 359. However, about, I think almost 1 month in, I decided I was using my Fitbit scale. But a month in, I decided to go with the Renfo scale after being in various GLP-1 groups on Facebook. And I'm always really excited about technology or cool looking apps. And then also, I think it was actually a YouTube video that I saw that also talked about it. And I went with the Renfo scale, cheaper scale, but gave more metrics. Now, how accurate those metrics are kind of remains to be seen, but I like the data. I switched to the Renfo scale, which at that time was weighing me 2.6 pounds heavier. I basically recalculated my starting weight based upon that and put me at 361.6. But as of this morning, I am down to, drum roll, I am down to 336.2. That is a total weight loss so far of 25.4 pounds. I finally hit the 25-pound mark. And in one of the apps that I use, that says that that is the weight of a fire extinguisher. So no small potatoes there, I guess. According to my Shotzi app, I told you I'm an app girl. I'm on the 5 milligram dose currently. And I love this app because it basically estimates the amount of the medication that should still be in your system. As of right now today, at this moment, it's telling me that I have an estimated 4.87 still in my system. So I am loving that. Suppression is pretty good. I've never really had any side effects So yeah, 336.2 as of this morning. It's actually the same thing I weighed yesterday. For a brief moment, the scale fooled me and told me I was 335.8, but and I do weigh every day because I know that some people say that you should not, it's recommended that you shouldn't, and I did Weight Watchers many times, and I just always like to know. I'm not one of those people where it's gonna truly, mess with me too much. Weighing every day, if I don't see the thing move, I just need, for me, I guess I need the accountability. But I can see where it would mess with some people. But in any event, I do weigh every day. I get on the scale at least probably twice to make sure that that is where it's supposed to fall. And so, in the double check, it changed. So I think I actually weighed probably about 3 or 4 times yesterday. But each time, 336.2 is where I was, and there is where I am today as well. That puts me so far at 2.6 pounds down for the week. I'm really trying to get to that 335. I've been shooting at that for the past week or so, I want to say, but it is just eluding me right now. I would like to say that I'm going to get there by the end of this week, but I thought I would be there by the end of last week, and this scale fooled me. Now, again, part of that, if I'm being totally transparent, I have not made a whole lot of actual changes to my diet at this point. I am trying. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes back when I went through this process of getting signed up with Weight Watchers Secret. So back in May, slightly about 2 weeks before I went on the medication, they sent me for labs, and turned out that with the A1C, I was sitting at a 9. So type 2 diabetic. So I am trying to focus on less carbs and sugars and things of that nature. But I'll be quite honest with you, I've not like completely eliminated that stuff. With the medication, I of course eat much less of it. Much less of it. Whenever I do indulge, I'm never able to really finish anything. For instance, 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, I would have went to the movies with my daughter, and first of all, we had eaten some Taco Bell right before going, about an hour before going, and of course, I was still full. And I think so was she. So the only thing we were going to do, we said we were getting a drink. And so it was her little treat. Someone at her job came and gave her free tickets to, free passes to a movie. So we took that in, and she basically, it was still her treat, even though we didn't have to pay anything, but she bought my drink. And then it was an interesting little experience, new theater. And we were, even though it was free, I mean, there was no limitations on what you can use these tickets for. I think actually it rang up, it's like a rain check ticket, but so you can use them on any seat. It can be a 3D showing. There's no limitations to it. So we were actually, when we looked, and another limitation is, of course, the only limitation is that I like to, I'm used to AMC, and I like to go ahead and buy the tickets in the app, and you're now able to, pick where you want to sit. But they do have an app, and you can, because I'm all about rewards as well. So you can get rewarded for things you buy or whatever. Of course, we're not getting rewarded for tickets because we're not paying for the tickets. But in any event, they do still have an app where you get rewarded for the stuff you buy or what have you. But anywho, I digress. The point is, we went in, we had the drinks, and that would have been perfectly fine. But we were able to choose these luck seats because when we looked online just to see what the theater looked like, only 3 other people had booked. But when we got to the theater, so the luck seats were available. And the luck seats, basically the only difference was it's like they're sold in pairs, and I mean every seat is a recliner, and they have the heating and what have you. But I think the luxe seats are a little bigger, and they put you in like a box type situation. I'm sure many of you guys already know what it is. And it's like, why are you sitting here explaining Luxies to us? You got the partition, so you're kind of separated from the next people over. But also, you can order right to your seat, which is amazing. And I think our other theater does that too. But the good thing about this thing is, in these Lux seats, you have a barcode, and you scan the barcode, brings up the app, and you order right there. As you can tell, we broke down the order stuff. We broke down the order stuff. No, this was actually last week that we went. I don't know why I said 2 weeks ago. It was just last week, on the 7th. But in any event, we broke down and we ordered. So you, I guess in the other theater, they will bring you stuff. Actually, you can order in advance and they'll bring it to you. But once the movie starts, you can't order anything, which I think that's kind of bogus. But I guess it's not a luxury situation. But in this particular theater, you actually can. And it's only a certain number of seats in the theater. So, and you can order during the movie. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, might we have done that after the movie started? If the theater was full, probably not. But for a moment there, it looked like we were going to be the only ones there. Because, of course, Hurricane Debbie came through. I am so far off track. Hopefully you guys are still with me. But Hurricane Debbie came through and we were getting rains that were associated. So on the drive there, it was pouring down. At one point, I was like, you sure you want to go this movie? Because I'm thinking about turning around and going back home. And she was like, just go slow. Be careful. Like, okay, so we made it. And actually, by the time we got there in park, the rain had stopped. So that was a good thing. But yeah, so when we got in there, I'm like, well, maybe some people just decided, you know what, it's raining a little bit too hard and we're not coming. So I think 3 or 4 people did end up coming in, but they were not seated in the locations that the seating chart has showed were taken. So they may have come in and said, oh, well, it may have been those people who said, okay, well, now let's sit higher. But I really think that they just decided not to come, and these people just came in and bought tickets, basically like off the street, in a sense, like we kind of did coming in with the passes. But in any event, I say all that to say, I ordered these cheese curds. So I said, ooh, cheese curds, because I'm a cheese person. I love my cheese. It's just it. That's the thing that would keep me from ever being vegan. I could be a vegetarian, but cheese is gonna keep me from being vegan. That, and I would used to say Krispy Kreme donuts because they're not vegan. But I don't eat those anymore anyway with this diagnosis of the type 2. But and the cheese curds being fried probably weren't the best idea either. And I may insert a picture of what they look like in here. But I probably ate 5 of them. I did not anticipate that it was going to be that many. It was like a whole basket full. And when I came home, and I still haven't eaten any more of them, when I came home, I put them in a Ziploc bag and put them away. And they were just, it was just too much. I could not even think about getting through all of those. So yeah, so I don't even know. It was just for the experience of being able to order in. But I should have gone with the first thing that I was thinking when I told my child. I said, look, this is the first time we've ever really come to the movies and haven't had any concessions. I mean, the drinks, yes, but I was like, this was going to be a new experience, coming to the movie and just enjoying the movie, not having to sit there and have something to eat. And so I almost made it through, but not quite. And my stomach was definitely smaller than my eyes, because while they were good, I could not do anything with those things. But back on what we are supposed to be talking about here. So I think I deviated on that basically to say that, of course, not doing everything. I'm not limiting myself in a sense. I'm not doing everything by the book, we'll say. Because I'm also of that mindset. I feel like I'm a slower loser, number one. And I also don't want to ever, I've always said this with any weight loss venture, I am not that individual that wants to say what I'm never going to have again. Like, realistically, am I never going to have a cheeseburger again? Now, I might do bunless or, lettuce wrap or something like that. But am I that person that's going to say, oh, I'm never, ever going to have a burger again. I'm never going to eat a donut again. I'm never going to drink anything other than water. No. I am wanting to be that person that is about the moderation. And so that's how I've kind of been focusing. There's that. And does that have to do with why I'm a slower loser, or is it because I'm a type 2 diabetic? Because there's, things that I've been reading and seeing that kind of lend itself to the fact that people who are type 2 might end up being slower losers. That's fine. As long as my overall trend is down, and then when I look at where I am, I'm basically right where, doctors will want you to be, and hopefully I know that I'm going to have loose skin or what have you that I may never, get addressed, because quite honestly, I already have it, and so, and have pretty much been overweight my entire life, so I don't know how much shrinking it would be. It's been expanded forever. But yeah, so but still hoping, beyond hope, that a slower loss means more time for your body to get adjusted, and maybe it won't be as drastic. So like I said, I am, the 25.4 pounds down, I think I said. And today is the 13th of August. And like I said, that makes me 12 weeks and 5 days in. I will take a shot on the 15th, which will be my 13th shot. But anyway, come the 17th will mark my three months on the medication. And even if I do not lose any more weight between now and then, that puts me at 25 pounds now over 3 months, which is a little over 8 pounds a month, which is about the 2 pounds a week, which standard weight loss is half a pound to 2 pounds a week, or a pound to 2 pounds a week. I know 2 pounds is on the higher end, and so I'm there. So I'm good with that. Would I like to drop 10 to 15 pounds a month? Yes. But if it's sitting at 8 pounds a month, I'm still good. I'm still good. I would realistically probably like to drop 20 pounds in the next couple months, because my college homecoming is coming up, and I actually would like to go this time. It's a milestone. It's a milestone homecoming for me, even though I generally don't go, but I am thinking about going. This will be my 30th year, my 30th anniversary, homecoming graduation anniversary, however you want to say that. And so I may go. Now last year, definitely, it wasn't a thing. I live right in the same city that I graduated college from. And so, I don't know. And then I used to work at the university for several years. And I don't know. It didn't have the same appeal to me. But I do want to see people. And I have been avoiding it actually for the past couple of years because of the fact that I had gained so much. And, but yeah, I would like to be able to, clearly still gonna be fat. Clearly still fat. But, not where I was a year ago. So thank God for that. And I am finally to the point where, it's 336. It's still incredibly heavy. And I'm 5'3". I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. But at least I am at the point now where, walking down the street isn't like an Olympic event. It's not like, oh God, you're putting in so much effort and haven't done anything. You haven't really gone anywhere. So that is definitely a pro of the weight loss. I'm definitely happy about that. Definitely happy about that. And hopefully I'll be getting here into the gym soon. I really have not gone And I did get in one 10-minute walk on my walking pad this week. The walking pad that I bought, I've had it for about a month or so now. It said it had a limit of 340 in the description on Amazon, but I think in the details it said 320. But in any event, I mean, I think even if I was heavier than that, because I've seen some people get on ones that they were over three, well, not well over three, and their walking pad said like 260, but I wasn't trying to stress the limits. So I was like, I got it when I was still about 350, and I wanted to get into the 340s before I got on it, and then when I got to 340s, I still wasn't on it. And so I got on it when I broke under the 340. So, you know, because if that limit is, I just want to be closer, I guess, to 320, just in case that limit is really the 320. But, I mean, it works completely fine. I don't seem to be stressing anything. I just got to, you know, pull it out more often. So I'm doing that. I plan on getting more of that in. And I also have bought a vibration plate that's supposed to help with like lymphatic drainage and stuff like that. So I've done that more often than I've done the walking pad. But those are the things that I am working out with at home. And I'm probably going to get into doing my walkway the pounds videos again, either the videos that I have from way back when with Leslie, or finding videos on YouTube to work out with. But quite honestly, I do need to get back into the gym as well. And I really don't have any excuse now, because I am well under where I was when I first ever was, like, if you can imagine this, a gym fanatic, where I was going like every day. Because I was once paying for a gym that I never went to, because I actually signed up for the membership before it was even finished being built. Then once it did open, we were in the midst of a little storm, winter storm, and I didn't go. And then next thing I know, it was like 2 years in, and I'm still paying, and I've never gone. And so you had to go in to cancel. And then once I went in, somehow I'm like, you know what? Well, maybe I'll see. Got talked into coming in and doing an assessment. And I will never forget, I was 349 pounds. I went through them trying to, do a little step up, down. I did that fine. I never could do a push-up. So I did like half a push-up, like 1.5 sit-ups. And all total, it was probably like a minute and a half worth of work. And then the next day, I felt like I had been hit by a truck. Like, I felt like I had really done a serious workout. And I'm like, how did I get here? How did I get here? And I was, and I'm currently 52. And, yeah, I'm like, how did I? So I think that was like 7 years ago. So not super young by any stretch of the imagination, but too young to be feeling like I was feeling after a minute and a half of work. So then I kept the membership, and I kept coming, and I got down to probably like 330 then, I think, maybe a little bit less. So no, I actually think I got down to under 3, but I mean, it took some time. It took some time, because once again, I've always been that person that's like, I'm doing what I'm doing, but the diet is not necessarily the best. So yeah, but I did get to under 3. And I'll talk about that, I guess, in another video once I really pinpoint if I was truly still working out when I got under there. But I don't know. I don't think I was going to the gym as regularly. So, but yes, I do remember getting to 330 working out there, and maybe beyond. But in any event, I did say that, the way that I was just feeling, like, just walking out down to my car or something in the parking lot, and I'm feeling like, winded, walking around my daughter's campus, no bigger than it was, feeling like, oh God, I can hardly make this, it was ridiculous. I was feeling like I felt when I was pregnant with her. I was probably close to my highest pregnancy weight at that time. My highest weight when I was pregnant at the time, because I got up to 370 with her. My highest weight, however, was like 380. I think I've talked about that. So I'd actually gotten beyond that at one point. But when I was walking on her campus, I think I was like around the 360 mark. But anyway, so I knew, you know, going to calm myself, working out on a treadmill or whatever. Well, I'm at Planet Fitness now. They don't have classes like they had at the other gym that I was going to. But I just knew that the gym wasn't going to be a thing for me until I at least got to that 349. That was my point. I'm like, I know I'm good working out at 349. So once I hit there, I should be able to get back into it. But I just haven't worked it back out into my schedule yet, which, if I'm quite honest, is I work from home every day except for Tuesday. And then my daughter is home. I am taking her to work, but she works a third shift job. There's really no excuse when I get off at 4:30 and I'm home, and then I don't have to leave out till like 9:30 to take her. There's plenty of time in there to go and do whatever else I have to do. Just haven't done it yet. But hopefully I'll be that gym rat again pretty soon. Let's see, and I guess that's pretty much it that I want to say in this video. I am currently down. Oh, I did do my shot in my left arm this week, and again, I am currently down 2.6 pounds. And mind you, again, I'm 336.2. I would like to say that I'll be down to the 335 by the end of the week, but the way these shots have been going, I've actually been trending up the past couple of weeks. When I come in here and I do these videos, and I actually didn't do a update video last week, even though I was here in the office, I just didn't get the video done. Like on shot number 10, I had gotten down to 337.4. I started the week at 341.4. By that Tuesday when I was in the office, I was 337.4, and then I trended back up. And then I was 340.2 by the end of the week. So that week I only lost 1.2. And then on shot 11 last week, I started out at 330.2. By the time I was in the office, I was 337.9. And then Thursday, that Thursday, I was up to 338.8. So that was 1.4 pounds. And so the 338.8 is where I started. And I'm now down to 336.2, so that's 2.6. But if I trend back up, hopefully I will not trend back up to 337. We shall see. We'll see. But I'm going to do everything in my power not to trend back up this time. But that's been the trend. And that's, which is kind of weird, but I guess not. Even though, like I said, my suppression, I feel like it's throughout. I feel like it's throughout, but pretty even throughout. But I don't know. Maybe something changes, but I'm going to try everything in my power to, have it not trend back up this week so that I can feel like I'm making a steadier progression. So, and this is, I'm on my 5th dose of the 5 milligrams. So, and I'm gonna ride it out. I'm trying to ride it out. I have 3 more shots of 5 currently in my refrigerator, as well as a 7.5. And I'm really tempted, because I have that 7.5, I'm really tempted to jump up to that. But I definitely am hearing everybody say, hey, don't try to trade up too quickly, because before you know it, you're at 15 and then there's nowhere else to go. And so these, trials that they're currently doing for higher doses are approved and come through, but who knows how long that's going to take. And then there's also different medications that are, I think retatrutide is another one that they're talking about, which is supposed to have like 3 components. Like the one that I am on, Mounjaro, which is the active ingredient is the tirzepatide that works on that's a GLP and a GIP, so that's 2 medications, and then 2 receptors or agonists or whatever. I'm not a technical person, so do not get me on that. But they work on 2 different receptors or whatever, and the retatrutide as a 3rd component, I think, is what I've heard. But yeah, and then there's different medications that I'm hearing different companies are making. So, I mean, But at the end of the day, you can still only titrate so far up, no matter how you go on either one of them at this point. And so that 7.5 is right there in the middle. And so I don't want to jump up too fast on anything, especially now that I know that I contacted my insurance last week to find out if there were any limitations on how long that I could be on this medication. And so this is currently covered under my formulary, and I did not have to have a prior authorization to get it, and so therefore there's no limit. So there's no reason for me to rush through. So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna ride it out, and I have another 5 that I need to pick up today from CVS, because you may remember the issues that I had with CVS back in July. I want to say it was, where the prescription was sent in, and then they said, oh, we can't fill it to this date. And so I said, well, hey, my insurance actually will cover it on this date. So if you go ahead and you get it ordered, and when it takes 2 days to get in, because they don't keep it there in stock, I said by the time I pick it up, it will be covered. And they went ahead and they put it in, but then it immediately said back order. We don't know how long it's going to be. And so then the Weight Watcher clinician sent my prescription over to Amazon, and Amazon filled it. And so then when it came time for my refill, they sent it to Amazon again. And once, yeah. So CVS, no. So this is what happened. They sent it over to Amazon, then Amazon fulfilled it. Then without any notification that, hey, you can order this now, or what have you, CVS then attempted to fill it and could not then, because it had already been filled by Amazon. So I said, hey, it's too early, we can't do it. And so next time we could do it is August 12th. And then since then I had requested another refill with Weight Watchers Sequence. I told them I wanted to move up, so that's how I got the 7.5. However, this 5 prescription for 5 milligrams that had been sent to CVS was still sitting over there. They said they would try to do it on the 12th, and then I've got no notifications. It's only because that I have been looking in the app. Let me not tell you a lie. I share my do not disturb one, so let me actually turn that off and see what happens. But if I look, if it's on do not disturb, I should still get the notifications. Yeah, nothing's there. Like it won't notify me, but if I look, I'll see it. But no, nothing has come through from CVS. It's only because I realized, oh, today is the 12th. Let me see. And looked in the app and it said working on it. And I'm like, okay. Then I looked this morning and it said ready for pickup. I've not gotten any notification. And that was, so probably was ready yesterday actually, because they don't even, that was before 8 o'clock this morning, and they didn't even open until 8, and it was saying ready for pickup. So maybe I'll get a notification around 1 or so. We'll see. But it's telling me it's there, and it is telling me the price to pick it up is $30. So the insurance is covering it. So yeah, in addition to the 3 shots that I have in my fridge right now, I'm gonna have another 4 shots of 5 milligrams when I pick those up today. So I'll actually be on the 5, if I could hold out, for another 7 weeks. So yeah. But unless it just looks like it's not gonna work out for me, like I'm not losing anything. If I'm still losing a pound, a little bit over a pound a week, there's no need to race up there. There's no need to race up there. So yeah, that is where I am, you guys. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. I've gotten this down to under 45 minutes. So anyway, hopefully I didn't tuck you guys' heads off too much. I thank you for bearing with me this whole time. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, as always, And until the next video, you guys, I want to wish you peace and blessings. Bye now.